Education matters to every child, and I want to make sure that every Queensland child gets a flying start with the best possible education. And that means making sure that we look after those students who have a disability or a special need, whether they're in a special school or whether they're in a mainstream classroom. That's why a new Labor government will invest almost $50 million in new initiatives to assist those students who have a disability in our education system. There will be a number of components to this investment. One of the centrepieces will be a new Centre of Excellence for teaching students with autistic spectrum disorders. What we've seen is an increase in the diagnosis of children who have an autistic spectrum disorder. This often affects their ability to learn, and we're learning more and more about this condition. That's why Queensland wants to be at the forefront of new learning about this, about teaching children with this particular disorder. A Centre for Excellence will be providing professional development and resources for teachers in every classroom right across the state. It will also mean an additional 3,000 teacher aid hours to support students with disabilities in our classrooms. There are many students who have a disability who can learn well in a mainstream classroom with that extra support from a teacher aide. This will be an additional 3,000 teacher aid hours over the next 3 years. Do you want to wait for that train or you're right?
Okay.
We have many very talented teachers and teacher aides working in schools right across the state, helping students who have special needs. But this package will see the biggest investment in professional development for teacher aides, teachers and principals that we've seen for many years. It will also fund additional equipment that is to assist people, to assist teachers who are working with students with special needs. So what's called assistive technology, additional equipment that will actually help particularly those students who have trouble communicating. We'll also see an investment in new hours for speech pathologists and additional resources for parents and teachers working with children who have dyslexia. We want every Queensland child to get the best possible education as a flying start in life. And this new investment in those children who have disabilities in our classrooms is about making sure they get a fair deal in the education system. This new investment will see professional development for our teachers and our teacher aides. It will see new teacher aid hours. It will see a Centre of Excellence in the teaching of children with autistic spectrum disorders. This is a significant boost for the teaching of children who have disabilities and will make a big difference to those families who want to make sure their child gets the best start in life. Okay, just before I take questions on that, yeah, do you want to just, I think it's okay. You like to? I'll just take a step back. Yeah. Can I also say, on another matter, can I just make a few comments in relation to the disruption that was caused for peak hour commuters in Brisbane this morning. What we saw right across the TransLink network was an unprecedented disruption to peak hour. This was caused by a failure in the electricity system on the network, and that meant that serious safety issues kept trains from running on every single one of the lines. That then in turn caused a lot of problems in the bus network as people sought to move from trains to buses. Firstly, can I apologise to commuters? This is an unprecedented fault. It has never happened before on the Queensland Rail network, and they are still trying to work out the cause of this electrical fault. But of course for commuters, what it meant for them was a great deal of disruption. I apologise to those commuters, and I'm happy to advise that after consultation with TransLink, commuters tomorrow will be offered a day of free travel as a way of compensating them for the chaos that was experienced this morning. That free travel will start from the first services tomorrow morning and go until midnight Wednesday evening. This is an unprecedented level of disruption on the network. I'm advised it has never happened. This fault has never happened before. It is a unique experience, and we've never seen at peak hour every single line disrupted at once, having that knock-on effect onto buses and to ferries. So again, I apologise to commuters. We are still trying to isolate the cause of this electrical fault. We had to put safety first, and I'm sure people understand that, but I appreciate that this sort of disruption can be very, very difficult for people. And as a result, as a compensating mechanism, tomorrow TransLink will offer a day of free fares to all commuters on the network. That means ferries, buses, trains, all TransLink services and QR rail.